Sicilian pizza is so different from New York pizza. Not better, not worse, just different, please. I agree. I like both. If you go to New York and you order a Sicilian pizza or a Sicilian slice, it's its own thing. It's basically, it's a pizza dough that is changed around. The dough is a lot more like a focaccia. It's a cross between pizza dough and focaccia. It's like in the middle because the proportions are similar to both, kind of. So imagine a square rectangle. It's usually rectangular, the pans that they do it in. A rectangular pizza. And instead of thin pizza crust like you usually do in New York, it's this thick focaccia bread style thing. But the flavor is a little malty the way pizza dough is. It's that, and then with everything that you put pizza, you know, put on pizza on top. That is really good. You eat one slice and you're like so full because it's so much. I like it. I'm not someone who likes to like fill up on a fuck ton of bread. I love bread, but I don't, you know, I don't eat it in droves. So one slice is gonna like kill me, but I love it anyway. It's so good. It's so good, man. They call it a Sicilian slice because, you know, the pizza style that was brought over to the US, to New York, and was starting to be made there when the first immigrants were really like setting up a lot of pizzerias was Neapolitan pizza, right? And then a bunch of the Sicilians moved in and they were like, yeah, we can make that style too, and we will because it's popular, but what about this? And they made like something that was kind of like the OG Sicilian pizza, but they started to make it thicker because they just wanted to be able to charge more for it and make more money, to be honest. They were all very poor. A lot of Sicilians came over with no money, none. So they wanted to, you know, be able to charge a little more for that slice. So if it was more bread and less cheese, less sauce, they could be like, hey, look at how much food this is for this price. And then they would price it a little more than another slice because it's more filling. But realistically, it's more bread, not more cheese or more sauce, which was more expensive, right? So it went from like the OG from Sicily, Sicilian pizza that is just a little fluffier and a little different, and it went to like a full-on focaccia underneath as the dough. So it's very interesting. Very interesting. Thoughts on deep dish, aka lasagna pizza? I don't think deep dish is bad. It's too much for me. I gotta say, it is just, it's too much. I just don't want it. I look at it and I'm like, ugh, you know, ugh. Nothing wrong with it. It's just, it's so much. And pizza alone, a standard slice, is like not a light food to eat anyway. So they're just like, what if we just made more and made it heavier than it already is? It's already covered in oil. It's delicious. It's covered in olive oil. You know, like it's good like that. You know, it doesn't need to be deep dish. So I don't know. Detroit style square is one of my faves. So Detroit style square pizza is very similar, almost the same as what I was talking about, a Sicilian slice from New York. We call it a Sicilian slice. And then a lot of people who made that went and moved to Detroit. And the Detroit style is based off that. It's very similar. So if you like that style, that's kind of what I'm talking about. If you want the same thing or something very similar, you go to New York, go to a pizzeria, and ask if they have a Sicilian slice. And that's basically Detroit style. It's not exactly the same, but very similar. And it just comes from, it's the same immigrants in both areas, basically. Detroit style getting attention currently. Yeah, I know. I keep seeing like TikToks and shit about it. Let me show you a picture. Detroit style pizza. Calling it Detroit style is just like funny to me though, because it's, I will say, I think it's thicker than the New York Sicilian pizza. New York Sicilian is a little less bready. Some of the pictures I see people posting of the Detroit style are just like way too thick. It's like 3 inches of bread. And I don't like that, but I think a lot of the places that do it, it's the same. That's like the New York style Sicilian. Here's I'll show you. Okay, this is Detroit style square pizza, right? Right? Detroit style. And then let me show you New York Sicilian pizza. I'm gonna show you this picture of the New York style Sicilian pizza and you're gonna be like, what the fuck? That looks the same. Oh, it looks so good. I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh. I think the New York places tend to put a lot more cheese on them. Here. Look at that. Aside from one having pepperoni and one not, that's a personal choice, not the style of pizza. Are they not like so similar? You could even see a little burn on the corner, a little, you know, on the one on the right. You like really cook it down. The one on the right looks a bit more sloppy. Yeah, I think the New York ones, like all the pictures I'm looking at, there's more cheese. It's looking a little sloppier. I think it's more topping heavy. The Detroit one looks like they're a little more sparing with the cheese and sauce, and it's more about the breadiness of it. So I wonder how the dough, I've had it like once before, but it was a long time ago. I can't remember the exact flavor. And I wonder if the dough on the left is more like a standard focaccia than the one on the right, because then it would have like a different flavor a little bit. But then the one on the right, the New York one, I know it's like a very malty flavor because that's kind of what you get out of a properly done pizza dough. So I love it. So it looks like a focaccia. It's shaped like a focaccia, but it doesn't taste exactly like one, you know, if you just eat the crust. You said Detroit dough is more chewy in your opinion? Maybe, I don't know. That's what I'm wondering. I haven't had it in so long. I'd have to like go try it to compare straight up. But yeah, they're like basically the same when you look at them visually, but I know there are some differences. I just don't know how much of that would be related to what individual place you eat at versus like they're all like this, you know? Because even in New York, you know, different pizzerias have wildly different techniques sometimes. But look at that. Oh. Sit here and eat my food while I look at this food. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You said this might get me into hot water in this community. Don't worry about it. We like takes. But I think pancakes, like Northern Europe style, can do almost everything a pizza can. I think the flavor, I mean, like, mechanically, yes. Mechanically, but the flavor of it is just not right for the exact toppings. Like, anything bready, you could put anything on. I could take a burger bun and put some fucking pizza toppings on it and be like, it's a pizza burger, or whatever. But it's about the flavor and the texture of the exact bread. Right? And I know what you're saying. You're not talking about a sweet pancake. You're not talking about that because you're talking about a European, like Northern European pancake. Yeah, it's Americans, it's not like a sugary one. It's not that. I think there's a little more of like a crumble and less of a chew to it, which is why I don't think it's right for this, because a pancake you just eat. You can put some stuff on it, but for the most part you just eat the pancake, right? And it falls apart a little easily, which makes sense because you're just eating the pancake. But pizza dough has a lot more bind to it. It holds together really well. It has a bit of chewiness to it. And that means that when you put a fuck ton of stuff on it, it doesn't fall apart. You can pick it up more easily. The bottom crust holds together, right? Like, look at the way this guy's holding this piece. Even if you have a thin one, you can hold a slice of pizza and it doesn't fall apart. I think if you did a pancake, you'd have to eat it with a fork and knife. You couldn't hold it like a slice of pizza because it just, yeah, it wouldn't hold up. I think that would change the experience the most, aside from flavor, aside from everything else. Right? I would think. And then if you change the pancake so that instead it has some bind to it and it holds together, now it's not a pancake, right? Like now it's just a totally different bread. So, you know, it's my thought. It's my thought, at least. I don't know anyone who does that. And I'm from the land of pizza and lasagna. Okay?